Hello, I'm Laura Painter. You're watching an ABC 10 Plus recap of Thursday's top stories. We officially have a new pope, and he's American. We get reaction from around the world. Then, could Travis Air Force Base become an immigration detention center? Two California congressmen say there's a chance, and they're fighting against it. The ABC 10 Plus recap starts now.
Habemus Papam. Robertum Franciscum, Sancte Romane Ecclesiae, Cardinalem Prevost.
For the first time in history, the conclave has elected an American pope. This morning, white smoke came out of the Sistine Chapel, signaling a new leader for the Catholic Church.
It's former Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, now known as Pope Leo XIV. He now leads more than 1 billion Catholics around the world.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Thomas.
I'm Laura Painter. A historic day. Thousands of people gathered in St. Peter's Square to witness the introduction of the newly elected Pope. This is a live look at the Vatican right now, a stark difference from hours ago where thousands filled the square.
But we do have more from Vatican City on this historic announcement today.
Cheers from the crowd below as Pope Leo XIV made his first appearance on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost of Chicago, elected to be the 267th Pope. White smoke rising above the Sistine Chapel this afternoon, signaling that on the second day of the conclave, the cardinals reached that 2/3 majority necessary to select the new Pope. Today, the 69-year-old wearing his papal vestments, addressing the faithful for the first time as Pope, delivering his first blessing and saying, "Peace be with you."
La pace sia con voi.
Emphasizing peace several times. He also mentioned Pope Francis twice, saying he wants to pick up where he left off. The selection making history. He will be the first pontiff from the United States.
Again, to have the Pope from the United States of America, that's a great honor.
There's been a long taboo on naming an American Pope, given the geopolitical power already wielded by the United States.
He has been described as the least American of the Americans.
Pope Francis brought Prevost to the Vatican in 2023 to head the office that vets bishop nominations from around the world, one of the most important jobs in the Catholic Church. People in the crowd waving flags, a young girl brought to tears, others feeling lucky they were there to witness history.
So unbelievable that I'm here right now. I'm here for one day only, and I have the opportunity to be something that's part of world history.
A huge moment, people here still digesting it, but for the first time in its 2,000-year history, the Catholic Church will be led by an American. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, Vatican City.
Reaction is coming in from all over the U.S., especially in Chicago, where the Pope was born. Today, the members of the Catholic Theological Union, where the Pope graduated, shared their thoughts about him, including a seminarian from the Sacramento area.
And it was surreal. You know, if you read scriptures enough, people are chosen, so he was chosen, and we happen to be in his order, and here we are. Yeah. And one heart, one mind, journeying towards God. That's our motto. That's who we are. Our friends know it's true.
Yeah, Brother Tony used the word surreal. I think that was my first reaction to.
And those close to Pope Leo XIV say he is a baseball fan.
And then Prevost,
Today, we also spoke to Bishop Jaime Soto of the Diocese of Sacramento. Take a listen to his reaction to the news.
I think it is encouraging and enlivens what this Jubilee year is about, that we can now help him and pray for him as he leads us in that same pilgrimage of hope.
Bishop Soto says while Pope Leo is definitely American, he's also mindful of his missionary experience in Latin America and will defend immigrants across the world.
For some students in Stockton, this morning's historic news brought classroom lessons to life.
Yeah, ABC 10's Gabriel Porter spoke to students and teachers.
Some students were in the classroom, others were outside on recess, but around 9:10 this morning, the hallways here at Annunciation School erupted in cheers.
They just couldn't contain their excitement. Second grade teacher Lindsay Haley was holding the phone.
And one of my students leaned over and said, Miss Haley, the smoke is white. And we just happened to see it right then and there. And all the kids on the stairwell, everyone cheered. The fourth graders came out of their classroom.
For the fourth graders, cheers turned into...
Can the Pope vote for themselves?
Can the Pope just decide he doesn't want to be after like a month? Can he stay up there for the entire rest of the day?
Which is exactly what teacher Frank Paquette was hoping for.
We really get to learn it as it's happening.
Even if he didn't have all the answers.
The curiosity that they have for the papacy, but also for the Catholic Church, and just wanting to know more about what's in there, the more they learn, the more they want to learn. And so it's a beautiful thing to watch their curiosity really sparked by this.
It means a lot that someone from the U.S. is becoming basically a world leader.
Halfway across the world, these students won't forget where they were.
The Catholic boys in our class, and how any one of you could one day become Pope.
When history was made.
I think he'd be a really good Pope, honestly. I really think he would.
In Stockton, Gabriel Porras, ABC 10.
Unforgettable experience for those young children. And right now on the ABC10 Plus TV streaming app, we have continuing coverage of the first American Pope and the full interview with Bishop Jaime Soto. The app is free to download on your TV.
Could Travis Air Force Base become an immigration detention center? Two California congressmen say there is a chance and they are fighting against it. ABC 10's Becca Habecker joins us in studio to explain what they say is at stake.
Alex, as part of the Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration, federal officials say they're making more arrests and therefore need more detention facilities. And some of those could be right here in California. Here at Travis Air Force Base in Fairfield, more than 26,000 active duty reservists and civilian employees are assigned, according to the base's website.
Planes are leaving there every day, transporting munitions and personnel to the Pacific as well as to Ukraine.
Democratic Congressman John Garamendi's district includes Travis, so when KQED reported last week that the Trump administration is looking to build an immigration detention facility at Travis Air Force Base, according to internal government communications obtained by KQED, Garamendi and neighboring Democratic Congressman Mike Thompson were alarmed.
To use Travis as a detention facility is just plain inappropriate. That base is a critical national security asset. It is the gateway to the Pacific as well as to Europe.
He and Thompson sent a letter this week to U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, expressing their grave concerns and demanding answers to questions including how many migrants does the department expect to detain at Travis, and how will diverting space and resources for a detention center at Travis impact ongoing or future operations.
To have any of that disrupted is just not right.
ABC 10 reached out to the Department of Defense, which directed our questions to the Air Force. We didn't immediately hear back. We also reached out to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. A spokesperson did not confirm the plans for Travis, but did say we can confirm that ICE is exploring all options in California to meet its current and future detention requirements, which include new detention facilities and possible support from partner agencies. They said more detention facilities are needed because ICE's enhanced enforcement operations and routine daily operations have resulted in a significant number of arrests of criminal aliens.
Is there any realistic world in which you could see a compromise being worked out and having some migrants held there?
There is no compromise. This is no way, no how should that base. It's not a very particularly large area. Most of the area is now being used for various military purposes, or as well as for the major Air Force hospital, David Grant Hospital, next door to the base. So there simply isn't room. We're going to raise the necessary opposition, and we will see that this does not happen.
Garamendi says he was successful fighting a move by the Trump administration regarding Travis earlier this year when they wanted to move a significant number of medical staffers from David Grant Hospital there to Guantanamo Bay Detention Center. Garamendi said that move never happened, and he hopes the same happens in this instance.
Well, back, Tahoe Truckee Unified School District announced this week they plan to leave the Nevada Interscholastic Activities Association for California.
The reason? To be in compliance with California state law. ABC 10's Devin Truby tells us how this will impact the upcoming seasons, not just for schools in the Tahoe Truckee District, but the new schools they'll potentially play against.
More than 80 people lined up for public comment on Wednesday night regarding the Tahoe Truckee Unified School District's plan to move 2 of its schools from Nevada Interscholastic Activities Association to the California Interscholastic Federation San Joaquin section.
Nobody in this community agrees with this decision. I support your position. There are other California schools that are not making this decision.
It's going to be catastrophic for the soccer sports in our region.
The district is making the right decision.
We cannot host a winter season.
The superintendent acknowledged the decision was sudden and unexpected, but she said it had to be done. The NIAA revised their student eligibility in April to only consider students' sex assigned at birth and disregard gender identity or expression based on President Trump's executive order. A form would then be required by the student's doctor declaring their sex at birth.
This policy directly conflicts with California anti-discrimination laws, so civil rights.
Many current student athletes voiced their opinions at the meeting.
Men should not be allowed to compete with women, and by switching from the NIAA to the CIF, you are now allowing a biological man to compete against women.
The Tahoe Truckee School District says because they are a California school district, they need to be in compliance with state law, which the CIF currently is. The district also says they were told by the local hospital they wouldn't complete the NIAA form in California because it violates privacy laws.
All the clinicians and doctors in the Tahoe Forest system that they may not complete that portion of the form.
The district looks to play in the CIF starting in the fall. We spoke with the commissioner of the CIF, who said they're still working to decide on divisions and leagues, including eligibility for postseason play.
See, we're going to do everything we can to accommodate them and their kids. I mean, because that's really what this is about, is their students.
And that was our Devin Truby reporting. For those wondering about long-standing rivalries disappearing with teams now in different conferences, the district is working to schedule them as non-conference games. Let's turn to your weather now and bring in meteorologist Brendan Minchev. He's tracking quite the warm-up.
And just in time as we start to celebrate Mom this weekend, huh?
Yep. Hopefully she likes warmer weather. Because that's what we've got on tap. The warmest days of the year so far, starting tomorrow. Let's take a look at where we are today, and temperatures at the moment are in the 80s. 86 in Sacramento, 89 in Elk Grove, 89 Stockton, 88 Vacaville, 87 Fairfield, 87 up in Orville, 81 in Auburn, 77 Placerville, 81 Jackson, 91 currently in Manteca, 87 Modesto, 86 in Tracy. Take a look at this though, just how much warmer it is today compared to this time yesterday. Plus 13 degrees warmer in Sacramento right now, plus 15 in Vacaville, plus 15 in Fairfield, and 7 degrees warmer in Stockton and Tracy, 5 degrees warmer in Modesto. So it was quite significantly warmer. Remember, we were in the 70s for a high temperature yesterday, 80s today, 90s tomorrow and Saturday. As we go through the rest of this evening, 85 at the top of the hour, about 81 degrees by 8 o'clock and 71 degrees at 10 o'clock tonight. Clear skies starting off Friday morning in those mid-50s, 56 in Sacramento, 56 in Stockton, 58 down in Modesto, 54 Vacaville, 53 Fairfield. A mild start across the region. The average low is 51. We're going to be a little bit warmer than that to start Friday. As we go through Friday, though, we're going to be in those mid-70s by 10 o'clock, mid-80s by lunchtime. And when we're in the mid-80s by lunchtime, you know that means it's going to be a warm day. We're going into those mid-90s tomorrow. So widespread 90s across the valley for the first time this year. 94 in Sacramento, 94 in Elk Grove, 95 Stockton, 96 Manteca, 95 in Modesto on Friday afternoon, 96 Tracy, 93 Vacaville and Fairfield, 97 up in Colusa, 84 Placerville, 91 in Angels Camp, 85 Nevada City, 73 South Lake Tahoe, and about 76 up in Truckee. So it is weather impact alert day because temperatures are running about 15 degrees warmer than normal for the time of year. But look at this cool down that's on the way Monday. Upper 60s for high temperatures. More on that in a second. Tomorrow and Saturday, again, weather impact alert for that early season heat. Remember the sunscreen, the shade, and the hydration for the next couple of days. And also remember, if you're planning on getting in the rivers, especially Saturday, right? It's a weekend. Remember, rivers are cold, fast, and high right now because with this warm weather, we've got a lot of snow melt coming out of the Sierra at the moment. High pressure builds in for Friday and Saturday. Again, hottest days so far this year, but there's our next system coming in by the time we get to Sunday and Monday, and it will be much cooler. Upper 60s, low 70s for Monday and Tuesday. But then that system moves out and high pressure builds in once again, so the heat returns as we head in towards next weekend as well. But it's not just a dip in temperatures. Check this out as well. By the time we get to Monday morning, we could have some showers out near the coast, some showers up in the northern part of the state, and by Monday night into Tuesday morning, some showers in the foothills and potentially a dusting of snow above about 5,000 or 6,000 feet. That's still several days away. Lots could change there, but definitely if you're in the foothills of the Sierra, be expecting a major pattern change and significantly cooler temperatures. As we look at the valley in the next 3 days, weather impact alert Friday, Saturday, temperatures in those middle 90s, but then look at that drop for Mother's Day on Sunday into the upper 70s, low 80s, and then Monday we're in the upper 60s, and then it's a slow stair step back towards 90 next week. But one more thing, the record high tomorrow is 94, and that's the forecast.
Oh, wow. Well, if you are having some mimosas with mom, make sure you stay hydrated. Plenty of water this weekend.
Yeah. Okay, Brittany.
Well, you're wondering where all the Cowboys are hanging out? The Cowboy capital of the world, of course. John Bartel here, making a little pit stop in Oakdale. Every year, a sea of cowboy hats fills the Oakdale Rodeo Grounds, aka Cowboy Capital of the World, at least according to numerous signs, billboards, and murals all over town. Why is this Cowboy Capital of the World?
Because we have the best cowboys.
Norm Mendenhall is president of the Oakdale Saddle Club, one of the longtime organizers of the Oakdale Rodeo, and he says Oakdale coined itself the Cowboy Capital of the World back in the 1960s because at the time they had a lot of local cowboys who won belt buckles at the World Champion Rodeo.
That accolade of, we've got the world champions that are living here now, working here, making a living, and making their home here, so we had more than anybody else, so we took it.
Norm says before Oakdale hosted its first official rodeo in 1957, it was already a magnet for cowboys. The town has a lot of appeal with its abundant cattle ranches and vital railroad connections that regularly transport livestock, making it an ideal place for cowboy culture. Had it not been for the railroad, maybe it not have been so big.
Maybe not quite as big.
Back in the day, there were many nearby rodeos happening every weekend, but Oakdale's rodeo gained the reputation of high payouts and low entry fees. Money entices cowboys.
Absolutely. Yeah. Today, the more money, the better they like it.
Inside the Oakdale Museum, you'll find a long list of world-class rodeo stars who call Oakdale home. One cowboy that docent Karen Serpa likes to point out is Bill Martinelli.
Here's one, Bill Martinelli. And everybody knows Bill Martinelli, and he's also in a movie, J.W. Coop.
Here he is, Bill Martinelli of Playa del Rey, California, on Circle C. Here's one of the toughest young men in California today.
Bill was a saddle bronc rider, team roper, and National Rodeo Hall of Famer. He played minor parts in a few films and was the focus of a 1963 documentary called Story of a Cowboy. Oakdale's also home to one of the first female rodeo stars, Pee Wee Burgee.
And she would ride broncs. She also did trick riding, and she did flat rail racing. And she competed against the guys and would ride better and get better scores than the guys.
It's not easy being the cowboy capital of the world. Many towns like Stevensville, Texas have also claimed the name. But Norm says he's not worried. Every rodeo likes to brag a little bit, but Oakdale, well, it'll always be the original cowboy capital.
It was just bragging rights back then. That's what my guys are better than your guys. That's all. That's how it started out.
From Oakdale, cowboy capital of the world, I'm John Bartel. Hope to see you on the back roads.
Welcome back in. I'm Kevin John. Well, he stands at 6'5", weighs approximately 300 pounds, and is known to pancake opponents on the football field. Oh yeah, he's also graduating with a 4.1 GPA and is headed to one of the most prestigious universities in the world.
Sacrifices, you got to put in the work. Just like you got to put in the work on the field, you got to put work on the classroom.
Adarian Adelabu definitely understands the meaning of sacrifice. The Franklin High School football player out of Elk Grove has made sacrifices all throughout his high school career.
You got to stay up to study. Some nights stay a little past your bedtime, can't hang out with friends after school like that, but it all pays off.
And it paid off in an incredible way for Adarian.
I had a trainer send my film over to the D-line coach at Yale. Got a call around I believe September or November, and Yale's my first offer.
And with a 4.1 GPA, he's definitely Yale material.
I think I've always been a student at heart. I've always just loved to learn just random things. As a young kid, I got books for Christmas. I just love learning.
Believe it or not, this past season was Adarian's first year playing tackle football.
I didn't know anything about football, so I kind of just, we obviously know I was going to be a lineman.
Being a first-year player, he kind of just came out just ready to learn. He's been a sponge. He's just a good kid. I mean, he's overall smart. Obviously, he's going to Yale, so it was easy to teach, and he's fun to be around.
Adarian's main inspiration comes from a special person in his life.
My mom was my biggest inspiration, my biggest supporter. I owe it all to her, 100%.
And Adarian has some words of inspiration to leave us with.
God has a plan for you, and you will succeed whatever his plan is.
Now, Adarian takes off for Yale the end of June. He plans to major in psychology on the pre-med track, and he hopes to one day become a psychiatrist.
We know that in news, stories are filled with challenges and hardships, but incredible things are happening each and every day. From neighbors helping neighbors to inspiring acts of kindness. Each week, we're sharing stories on people who are really making a difference. So tonight, we're taking you out to Davis, where a simple act of kindness is doing more than making people laugh. It's reminding neighbors of the power of community. Along this green belt in North Davis, people are stopped in their tracks.
Did you know that Yoda has a last name? It's Lehihu. Yoda Lehihu.
To laugh.
I wanted to do something just to sort of brighten up the neighborhood, and I had this giant chalkboard. So I came up with the idea to mount it here and do a daily joke.
I really did tell the joke on a conference call.
That was you! Well, you're hired.
Michelle Livingston and her family started writing a joke a day during the height of the pandemic.
I just saw so many people really sad and disconnected, walking so far away from each other because none of us really knew how to respond at that point to the pandemic.
We love this.
Oh, thank you.
It's one good thing that came out of COVID.
Exactly.
One of my favorites that I saw was, what do you call a pony with a sore throat?
A little horse.
An act of kindness.
I just think it's a great example of bringing the community together in really small ways to spark joy and laughter.
To remind people they're not alone.
It was really fun to hear people come by and laugh or groan or hear parents try to explain to their children the punchline. It was heartwarming and made us laugh.
From silly puns to one-liners.
One of the dad jokes left as an offering for us was, I ate a clock yesterday. It was so time-consuming. They're really bad. They're really bad.
The board quickly became a favorite stop for neighbors old and young.
We're on the cross-country team and track team, so every day we run by coming through the Greenbelt, and it's always just a landmark on our route to see the new joke of the day.
All the little things that people do every day really make an impact on the community.
The jokes not only make people laugh, but help them feel connected.
I'm originally from Japan, and it's a good kind of a good training for me to to broaden my vocabulary,
yes.
Kind of the jokeness of the U.S. culture,
and inspire neighbors to spread a little kindness themselves.
One of the many cards people have left us, and people left presents, chalk, a bottle of champagne on New Year's the first year. It was pretty wonderful. It's a thank you card that says, thank you for spreading kindness and building community with your daily jokes. What a gift.
In a world once isolated and can feel divided,
particularly now, and certainly during the pandemic, community building is just sort of what we need.
A good laugh.
That is a good one.
Is helping bring people together.
I hope it's just a reminder that no matter what's going on in your life, you can take a moment to connect with your community and have a little laugh or a groan some days, but connection's really important. It helps get all of us through the harder times, which, are a part of life.
Thank you so much for watching this ABC 10 Plus recap. We're here 24/7 on the free ABC 10 Plus TV streaming app. You can get your local news and weather anytime, anywhere. I'm Laura Painter. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Our free ABC10 Plus TV streaming app has so much to offer. Get your news live and on demand 24/7 so you can watch the news when you want. There's breaking news, extended forecast, and so much more. We have everything you need to get through your day and ready for the weekend. We've got you covered on money-saving tips, travel, entertainment, and sports. Download the free ABC10 Plus app on your smart TV and popular streaming devices like Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and more. ABC10. We stand for you 24/7.
Thanks for watching ABC10 Plus. And now that you're here, why don't we take a look around and see what else is here? The very first tile on your left is always going to be streaming 24/7. You can find us adjacent to that, breaking news if it's there. And then right next to that, a replay of the most recent newscast. Whether it's ABC10 Morning News at 5, 6, or beyond, it's going to be there. The forecast beyond that, and then right beyond that, the news that matters the most. Now that you know the basic tiles, let's go up to the top and take a deeper dive into news. We have every single newscast that you would need, including To the Point with Alex Bell, taking a deeper dive into the issues. Beyond that, ABC10 Morning News at 5 and 6 and 11, the evening shows as well. Below that, you can watch the top stories from To the Point. Under that, Dollars and Cents, where you can learn how to navigate this challenging economy. And below that, you can watch our award-winning ABC10 Special Investigations, where we hold the powerful accountable. Going into weather, look, it's the 10-day forecast, getting you ready for the weekend and beyond. Beyond that, sports. I know you care about the Sacramento Kings. We have the most comprehensive guide to anything, everything Kings in the locker room and on the court. We have it. Below that, I know you care about the San Francisco 49ers. Backing out again, come up to the top and join me on Verify. I'm super excited about this. Our experts are checking the facts, verifying the truth for you. Jump up now to shows. Very excited about this. Oh, look. It's Take a Look. This is my show. I love movies, and if you love movies or streaming shows, whether it's on screens this big, or this big, it's Take a Look. Recently went behind the scenes, sat down with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix to talk about Joker 2. I love the movie, and oh, I just heard you shout you hate the movie. Jump in, we talk about it on this show. Other shows, Bartell's Backroads, go up and down the state of California, tank of gas getaways, one fuel cell getaway, like places like the Toy Museum. This is what kids did before they had screens. Over here, the Moaning Caverns of Calaveras County, one of the most coveted caves in all of California. You know, watching this show, I discovered there's a cave that could fit the entire Statue of Liberty in your own backyard. You'll find about that and more with Bartell's Backroads. Down below that, To the Point. It is one of my favorite newscasts because they talk about news with Alex Bell the way you talk about news. It's conversational, but in-depth at the same time. Below that, Your California Life. Love this show. Whether it's entertainment, food, beverage, lifestyle, it's there. Desiree Shepherd hosts and does an amazing job. So there you have it. It's ABC10 Plus, the app. What do you need? We heard you and we got it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for streaming.
ABC10 Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
We're planning for those changes.
Stay fire ready.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
It very much is an active investigation.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. ABC10 Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.